it's the actual thing. It's the actual thing? Oh, we're going. Sweet. Hello, everyone.
I'm back, and I'm
Hank
very under the weather.
has made a return.
Oh, I also feel like death, if you could tell.
Hank's back. I'm back. We're back.
We're
After
back.
like a week hiatus. We've been sick as a motherfucker the last week or so.
Mhm.
So that's why there hasn't been a pod the last couple days. But we're just going to roll right into it now. We're good. We're at the end of the week now. Got the Thursday night game review. That's what this is. And then you'll get your podcast tomorrow. You filthy animals.
What game are we reviewing?
What game are we reviewing?
Yeah.
Thursday night football. Seahawks at Cowboys.
All right. Well, this should be a 3-minute video.
Should be a 3 minute.
3 minutes.
All right, the Cowgirls are going to beat the Hawks, and that's it.
That's really it.
See you next week. Good?
Yeah, that's about
And
it.
Ed? All right, perfect.
Sick.
Sweet.
All right.
See you next week. Oh, we actually have to talk about this game? Like, for real?
I was just going to say Geno Smith is horrible and probably Cowboys by 40.
We're just fucking around.
I thought we were just fucking.
All right, now we're actually going to provide some very useful information on this lovely Week 13
I wouldn't say useful if you're a Seahawks fan.
Thursday night football game that's going to be played tomorrow between the Seahawks and the
I
Cowboys.
fucked up.
Cowboys.
I'm fucking everything up.
You're fucking everything up.
I need
You over
help.
there?
No,
All
I've
right,
been,
I'll
I've been here in
continue
a
while
minute.
you
All
keep
right, we're
fucking
good.
up. We're good?
Yeah.
Cowboys 8-3. Seahawks 6-5. Cowboys have been dominant the last couple games. Seahawks coming off a 2-game losing streak. I mean, the Seahawks, they got a bad record. And they got not a bad record, but they got a lot of good teams to be played over the last couple games.
Yeah.
They just got blown out at home by the Niners. They're going on the road to Dallas. They get Philly next week, and the
I don't know.
Niners again.
I'm more interested to see how Dak's going to play against a competent defense.
Cowboys coming off a nice win, dominating win against the Commanders on Thanksgiving.
It's hard to do.
Hard to do.
It's very hard to do.
I know the whole storyline has been
Tommy,
Cowboys defense has been dominant all season. They've been
for the
playing
most part,
really bad teams for the most part.
I can't get this thing
And
to stay where I want it to.
Dak
I'll figure it out.
is now in the MVP conversation because of the numbers he's been putting up. Him and CeeDee Lamb. Dak on the season, almost 3,000 passing yards. His touchdown to interception ratio is phenomenal. 23
For once.
touchdowns to 6 interceptions after he led it last year.
I'm a D1 Dak hater. This is not going to be a fun.
A fun video to do.
No.
No. You have to put that Giants
No, I'm
biased away.
not doing it.
Okay. Tommy DeVito.
D1. Him.
Him.
Tommy
MVP of the
Collins.
league.
Here to stay.
I think Josh Allen's going to probably run away with the interception lead on the season.
Probably.
So Dak's got nothing to worry about. But Dak's been on fire the last couple of games. 107.4 passer rating, 70% completion percentage. And to the man, CeeDee Lamb, that he's been throwing to.
Every other pass
Every other
play.
pass. 78 catches on the season. Over 1,000 yards receiving. 7 touchdowns. That's a big number. We still got 6 weeks to go here. So maybe he gets over the 10 touchdown mark.
He might.
He'll have a really good season. He'll finish off with some really good numbers on the season. But the storyline, the Cowboys' defense has been dominant all season. Cowboys, they're coming off a big win at home against a division opponent in Washington. They just smoked Carolina. They killed New York. They lost against Philly, pretty much the only good team that they've had to play other than San Francisco, which they also lost to. And then they killed both of the LA teams. All of them have negative records, not doing well. But Seattle, who has a positive record, I mean, I'm not really expecting much out of them. They are 9.5 point favorites at home, the Cowboys, tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah. And Geno's been playing like ass.
Yeah. Geno's been playing like ass. He has not been what he has been last year. DK and Lockett, I feel like, have been ghosts.
More DK.
DK's not really been.
I mean, because Lockett's always kind of like their safety blanket of the offense. So he gets a lot more receptions than people think. He just doesn't really catch a lot of touchdowns. DK has been.
I know, show.
Not at all.
They started off the season with a really heavy run game. Kenneth Walker started off the season with 6 touchdowns.
I wouldn't put a sneaky game past Charbonnet this week.
Really, against the Cowboys?
Well, they don't really have anything else to do. Geno Smith's been playing terrible. The receivers have not been playing well, mostly because of Geno, but they're going to run the ball a lot. So maybe Charbonnet will break one here and there.
Walker is doubtful for this game, so it's going to be the Charbonnet show again, 2 weeks in a row. And he's coming off of a not-so-great game against San Francisco. Not that he could do much because they were down for a majority of the game. And I don't expect much from. I really don't expect much from him. I don't really expect much from Geno. I don't expect much from the passing game. I think Cowboys win this very comfortably.
Very comfortably.
And they move on. And they move on. And they move on to Sunday Night Football against Philly at home the following week.
That's gonna be a good game.
Because I just don't understand. I don't see how Geno has a good game against the Cowboys defense and Deron Bland, who is going to be an All-Pro this year, with an NFL record of 5 pick-sixes on the season, 7 interceptions.
It's not gonna be a pretty game for Seattle.
No, it's not. There's really not too much to talk about much on this
I
game.
mean, unless they all somehow snap it back into place against Dallas's defense out of all teams. Very unlikely, but
that's their only shot. I mean, listen, Seattle's schedule coming up. I mean, they got swept.
Because Minnesota just lost, so Seattle still can comfortably snag a wild card
they
spot.
Still have a positive record, and a positive record in the NFC doesn't mean
they have not been playing well.
Much because all the NFC teams are really not that great besides the top
Giants.
4. Yeah. Oh yeah. The Giants. Yeah. Besides San Francisco, Philly, Dallas, and Detroit, it falls off
pretty heavily.
Pretty heavily after that. But the Seattle has got swept on the season by their division opponent in the Rams. They just lost to the Niners. They got Dallas on Thursday night. Then they're at San Francisco next week. Home for Philly the following week. They got a bad stretch of games, and I really don't see how they win any of those games.
You think they lose out?
I think they not lose out, but I think they lose the next 3 weeks, and they'll be 6-8 going into Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and Arizona the following 3 weeks. Do you see the path?
They gotta sneak
in the next couple weeks.
They gotta sneak 1 or 2 wins, and then win the last 3.
I don't see it this week. I mean, I know that they both just played on Thanksgiving, so they got their full week of practice and everything. But just don't see it, man. Seahawks are a little banged up, and not just on the offensive side, but on the defensive side. Leonard Williams is also questionable for this game. Their pickup from the Giants that they just traded for, and he's been doing well since he's been traded there. But I don't know if he's gonna see the field on tomorrow night. But I mean, fantasy options in this game. I would start the Cowboys defense.
Cowboys defense, Dak and CD.
Dak, CD, and even Pollard, because the Seattle's defense run game, 29th worst in the league.
It's nice.
Start Tony Pollard tomorrow night if you have him. He's also been a little bit of a storyline because on the season, he's only scored 4 times on the season.
And did he have 2 touchdowns last week, or did he have?
He has scored in the last 2 games.
Okay, so besides that, he hasn't scored since week 1.
Yeah, it's been rough.
It's been a bad year for Tony Pollard.
Yeah, no receiving touchdowns through the air. He's got 669 yards, a great number. 669 rushing yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns, 39 catches in the air, 239 receiving yards. He hasn't been much in the offense, I feel like, this year. And now with CD just been dominating the last couple weeks. Even though Tony Pollard has gotten the end zone a little bit the last 2 weeks, I expect him to take off. And their defense, too. I expect him to take off a little bit more down the stretch. Seattle, bad run defense. I expect Tony Pollard to have a big game tomorrow night. And then at Philly, he was shut down the last time they played against Philly. Run game shut that down. And then now at Dallas, I expect a complete switch. I expect Tony Pollard to have a better game than he did last time they played at Philly.
In Dallas.
In Dallas against Philly, I expect him to have a better game. And then at Buffalo, and then at Miami, Buffalo's hit or miss on defense all year. So you have to pick your poison, but, come. That's week 15. Ew.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah, and then CeeDee Lamb, you obviously you start him 100%. He doesn't leave your lineup at this point. That's a
and
lineup
Dak.
lock. Playoff MVP. Dak stays in your lineup. Brandon Cooks.
He would definitely be a good flex if you can get
He's
him.
more of a wild card, and I would say at this point he's flex worthy.
Definitely.
He's got 4 touchdowns on the year, about 500 receiving yards, 33 catches. But the last couple weeks he's been
I
heating
was
up.
gonna say a lot of that's coming in the last couple
In
weeks.
the last couple weeks, 100%. So if you're looking for a last-minute flex option, if Brandon Cooks is on your waiver wire, I recommend go picking him up. I think he's a solid flex this week against a. I mean, the bright spot on at least the whole Seattle team in general has been the secondary
Their secondary is insane.
of Seattle. Devon Witherspoon. I mean, he might win. He might get All-Pro, first-team All-Pro as a rookie, like Sauce did last year. He's dominating right now. He's killing it.
Really good.
He's a top 5 cornerback in the league right now. I mean, defensive rookie of the year.
Huh?
Defensive rookie of the year, maybe.
Probably. Who else?
Jalen Carter.
Oh yeah, probably just gonna be Jalen Carter.
I think it's between those two right now.
Deontay Banks.
Yeah, no, unfortunately.
He won't win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but he's having a really good year.
He's having a great year. Yeah, he won't win, but yeah.
You don't know that.
Really?
You don't.
You don't know that.
You
Stop
don't
it.
know that.
Stop it. No, but seriously. No.
It's fucked up.
Who's calling you? Who's texting you?
I'm getting Snapchat
So
from
important.
girls who don't want me. I don't appreciate you laughing at me.
What? No, never.
No.
On the Seahawks side of the ball, Geno Smith, trash. Not what he was last year. And I got him on contract
It
this
might be
year.
safe to write him off.
Yeah, it might be safe to write him off. Yeah, yeah.
He has definitely not been writing back.
They wrote him off last year. He didn't write back.
No, he might.
Now he might have to write
He
back.
might write
Yeah.
back.
Because 12 touchdowns to 8 picks. That's gross. 88.2 passer rating, 65.4% completion percentage. That's gross. DK and Tyler Lockett, I feel like have been very mid to low, below average receivers this year. The passing game has just not been there for Seattle. It's been mostly going through the defense and the run game, but with Kenneth Walker out and against a stout Cowboys defense, I just don't see how the Seahawks move the ball.
No,
You agree?
100%.
100%. Anything else you want to add to this game? Any other fantasy options you think that are really useful in this game?
Fucking
Anybody on the Seattle side worth playing?
Jacob Myers.
Who?
The kicker.
The kicker. Okay, absolutely. Start the kicker.
I don't know if his first name's Jacob, but I know his last name's Myers.
Jason Myers?
Jason Myers, maybe.
Jason Myers.
Fucking
yeah.
Jacobus Myers.
Jacobus Myers. Start him too. He'll do great. Jake Ferguson, I mean, he's been...
Jake Ferguson can. I have to start him in one of my leagues.
Start
I'm not
Jake
thrilled about it.
Ferguson regardless. Cowboys offense are
If you have all the Cowboys, just throw them in the lineup.
If you have Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Tony Pollard, the Cowboys defense, Brandon Aubrey, the kicker, and you can start Jake Ferguson at this point. 7 players. I mean,
sounds like a serviceable win.
And if you're in a deeper league and you need to start a running back, Rico Dowdle, the backup to Tony Pollard, he's been getting his snap count's been going up a little bit. He scored last
Fuck
week.
it, throw Michael Gallup in there.
Oh man, I wouldn't even go that far.
And you don't know that.
Michael Gallup is.
Throw Deron Bland in your
If
flex.
you can somehow get Deron Bland in your flex, as
He
a
will
starting
get
receiver,
Deron Bland will get more receptions than
he
DK
has
Metcalf
more chance of
tomorrow.
scoring a touchdown than Michael Gallup does, or probably anybody on the Seattle offense in general.
Deron Bland will get more receptions than DK Metcalf tomorrow.
I would take that bet.
See?
I would take that bet. Realistically, I would take that bet. Yeah, DK maybe. Let's see, 4 catches and then Deron Bland
5
5
picks.
picks
And returns 3 of them for a
and
touchdown.
returns 3 of them. God, I can't wait for the Cowboys defense to just feast tomorrow night.
Watch the Seahawks win like 48-3.
See, then we're just gonna look real stupid.
Yeah,
Along with 95%
that's
of the
happened like
country.
once or twice already.
Oh.
Where like
Yeah,
we have
how
a
bad have
we,
looked?
we have a clear favorite, and it's just like whatever.
Well,
You heard it here first. Seahawks by maybe 55.
well, I know that we came on here and we talked about the Bills dominating the Broncos, and then the Broncos won.
Well, Josh Allen is also fucking.
What the fuck is him, man? But dude,
He's an idiot.
him against the Eagles was. I mean, that was a good game.
That was a great game.
He did throw a pick.
I fucking hate the. We'll save that for the next episode.
Yeah,
We'll
save that for the
talk
pod.
about that.
But yeah, nothing really else to say here. Cowboys are huge favorites at home tomorrow. 9.5 point home favorites. Dak for MVP?
No.
No? Really? Even okay. So let's.
Do you think
go
about?
down.
Let me ask you.
If he
Uh,
all right.
Let me ask you this
Yeah,
question:
yeah.
Do you think Mahomes is having a good year?
No.
Him and Dak have identical numbers
He's got better numbers.
by, smidges,
He's got better numbers.
by like 3.
What do you 3 what?
Like, their difference in yards like 20. He probably has more touchdowns because have you seen the receivers Mahomes is throwing to?
Trash.
Everyone knows Valdez-Scantling cannot catch a football. Kadarius Toney cannot catch a football. These are professional athletes
Yeah,
that cannot do their job.
Kadarius Toney hasn't even played. I mean, Rashee Rice looks great.
Rasheed Rice is great.
Rashee
But
Rice looks
the difference
good.
between Mahomes having a bad year and Dak having a great year, it's like it really just sets apart like how good Mahomes
They
actually
both
is.
got the same.
And I don't mean to sound like
Listen, all
Collinsworth with the fucking 2-hand twisties, but
I mean,
like
you getting there.
I know,
Close.
but like
Listen, all right. So they both have the same record at 8-3.
okay,
Dak, 2,935 passing yards to Mahomes, 2,917 passing yards.
20, not even.
Dak's passing touchdowns to interception ratio is 23-6. To Mahomes is 21-9.
A lot of picks are on Mahomes' fault though, and that's like well known.
Still goes to his record though. And then passer rating 107.4 to Mahomes is 96.3. And Dak 70% completion percentage to 68.1% completion
I
percentage.
think it's
Mahomes.
a pretty similar season. Besides the picks, that's about it.
Yeah.
And the QBR, but that's also has to do with the picks that aren't Mahomes' fault,
Mhm.
and the drop passes that aren't Mahomes' fault. So Mahomes having a bad year to Dak's MVP year, I think y'all gotta fucking calm. You gotta calm the fuck down
But
with
this is
Dak winning
this
MVP.
is like when Rodgers was winning like fucking MVP every year. You know, when he came out and was like, "Yeah, down year for me is like a career year for most people."
Yeah,
you know?
it's true.
Sick of hearing about fucking Mahomes at this point.
I know
Fuck 'em.
everyone's sick of hearing about
Fuck
Mahomes,
'em.
but you can't like not.
Yeah, they got a great record because their defense shuts everybody
You
down.
can't not appreciate how great he is.
No, I'm not saying. Listen, Mahomes is great. The Chiefs are great. He makes them great. Whatever. He's not the MVP this year.
He's not the MVP. But if you're gonna say Dak's a clear frontrunner for MVP when they
I
have,
didn't say that either. I think that's Jalen
you
Hurts.
said Dak MVP, I said no, and you're like, oh really,
MVP conversation.
really, like,
Yeah, and then
No.
you hear Mahomes again.
yeah, and you just read it out
Like 4
loud.
years in a
You
row.
just read it out loud.
Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the MVP of the season this year.
We'll talk about that in the next
Jalen
episode.
Hurts. You hear that, Giants fan? Jalen Hurts,
Bryce Young.
MVP.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
You took
Yeah.
Bryce Young over. You're gonna have to.
You
You
sound
gave
bad.
away the number one
You
pick.
sound hurt.
I am hurt.
Yeah. You beat the Patriots last
Hey,
week.
How many
So
more?
now there goes Caleb Williams. There goes Marvin Harrison.
And here comes Keon Coleman.
Here comes the long snapper.
Here comes
Here
Keon
the
Coleman.
long snapper from Kent State.
Oh wait, what pick do you have?
Oh what? Huh?
You-
We
what-
don't need a pick. Our,
Oh,
our-
okay.
Our franchise is
The 1 in 10 team doesn't need a draft
Our
pick, guys.
franchise is already a dumpster fire.
So
You're a New York main media team.
main media is crazy.
You're in New York. What are you talking about? Yeah,
The passing pies on.
that's pretty main media.
2-1.
Yeah, you're talking about some low grade.
2-1 as a
trash,
starter.
Off to the side franchise.
2-1 as a starter.
You guys are in the spotlight all the time.
And
Garbage.
they're winning.
Trash.
They've won 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. And who are you guys picking this year?
Huh?
You guys are
Keon
winning-
Coleman.
you guys are winning meaningless
Keon
games.
Coleman.
He's gonna save the franchise.
No, but he's gonna help.
Yeah? Can't wait for Danny Dimes to come back on that.
God, I hope he.
160
I
million
hope. I hope the
contract.
day before the
Yeah,
season
you gotta
starts.
pay Daniel Jones.
I hope the day before the season starts, he
take
like
Bryce
rolls
Young-
his
I'll
ankle.
take Bryce Young 10 years in a row before I pay Daniel Jones that kind of money.
I think I would take you lefty with a blindfold over Daniel Jones.
All right then. So that's settled.
Wait,
Giants suck.
Tommy
Panthers are
DeVito
up.
is definitely in the picture.
Panthers are up.
He's probably in the background
Panthers
somewhere.
just fired their entire coaching staff.
That's
We're
sounds
about to dominate this week.
personally. That
We're gonna
sounds
get-
like a you
We're about
problem.
to dominate this week. Who
That-
the Giants play this week? because I can't wait for Dan.
It's gonna be a sick matchup.
Tommy DeVito.
It's gonna be a great matchup. Just wait for it.
I gotta fucking.
It's an insane matchup. They're not gonna lose this week.
Who are you guys playing? Oh, you guys are on a bye.
Yeah, told you we're not
You
gonna
guys
lose
are on a
this
bye
week.
You guys are still gonna lose on the bye week.
Probably.
Saquon's gonna tear his ACL at practice,
That would be exciting.
and then they're gonna. Look what you guys got. Oh my God, we got fucking Giants Packers on Monday night, the following week.
That's gonna be a game of all time.
I can't wait to watch grass grow that night.
Basically,
Paint dry.
you're gonna watch an astounding 9-6 game.
I'm just not gonna watch it.
Why not?
I'm
Well,
just not gonna watch it.
speaks for you.
I'm not gonna turn it on.
I'm gonna watch
There's
it.
another Monday night game though.
It's 2 Monday night games.
Titans and Dolphins.
Oh, that's
That.
another fucking nail biter.
And they're at the same time.
I
Why
know.
is
I
that?
saw that. I was like, that's kind of fucking stupid.
No one's even gonna know the Packers and Giants are playing.
I will. I'm a loyal fan.
This is gonna be great. Can't wait to watch Tyreek Hill dominate.
I miss Easy Money 10.
Yeah, we got way too sidetracked. I mean, but we need to fill time because there's not too much to talk about on this game, to be honest.
People might enjoy that. People also might click
Take
off.
the Cowboys to win. They're gonna dominate. Seahawks suck. Start the defense. Start every single offensive player for the Cowboys because they're going to just
Yeah.
win. And yeah. Anything else you want to add?
No.
No?
I'm hard, but that's about it.
Solid. Is there a teapot
What the
going
fuck?
on? What's going
Oh,
on?
All right.
All right. That's it. I enjoy the game.
Someone just stepped on a fucking loose screw.
R.I.P. Seahawks fans.
Yeah.
That's it.
See you guys.
Goodbye.